Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for a lucky dip. It's lucky dip number 53. I've got all my items and everything ready to go, including my supporting items. For anyone who has never seen one of my lucky dips before, I have a spreadsheet with all of these random art supplies that I've collected over the years, and then I just go to random.org, generate 4 numbers, and then those numbers correspond to the item on the spreadsheet that I choose. And so, and also I have been using, since last year, I've been going through my art reference books as like, okay, here I have the items, but what do I draw? So I've been drawing these poses. Exie, hello! Thank you for joining me as always. How are you? So good to see you 2 days in a row. I mean, that happened last week too, but it's still great. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so the items I got today, I'm kind of excited about these. Okay, so first thing I pulled was a Tombow monograph pencil, 0.5 millimeters. The funny thing is, I have like 3 of these. I don't know which one it was supposed to be, so I just took the first one that I got, the first one that I found in my pile of mechanical pencils. So this one is it's one of those super designed pencils. So like, the center of balance is down here where you hold it, so that's really nice. This clicker, so you can click it like a traditional mechanical pencil like this, but I believe that you can shake it. So let me try. Yep, so you shake it, and so you don't have to change what your hand is doing. When you need more lead, you just shake it and it'll come out. But you can still hold it down if you want to push it back in or whatever. You can just click it like this if you want, if you're used to that. But I love the shake thing just because it's fun. Just boom. Okay, and then it also has the nice Tombow mono eraser in it. I love the Tombow mono erasers, are my favorite plastic eraser, and so it's got one in there, twists in so that it's nice and neat when you're done with it. Okay, so that's the first item. The second item I had to replace because I could not find it. So what we're going to use instead, it's the closest thing I had. The other one was a metallic gold marker, so this is pretty close. This is a LIII set brand, and it's double-ended. It has a small bullet tip, well, small medium bullet tip, and it has a very large one on the other side. This is pretty old, so I don't know how juicy it will be, but we'll see. So that's the second item. Oh, good. Exie says, I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. You're welcome. I'm glad to hear it. How are you? I am good. I have to admit I've been battling a headache all day, so that kind of sucks. But work day is almost over, so I'll get through it. I took some migraine medicine. Hopefully it'll start kicking in. Yeah, a little, just a little lower than usual as far as how I'm doing, but emotionally I'm great. So thank you for asking. The next thing, oh wait, this was not the next thing. I'm going in order on my list. So the next thing that I drew, so interesting, I have not gotten this one yet. I've never really used it much. It's the Derwent Academy skin tone set of watercolor pencils. So I'm actually pretty excited I have an idea for what I'm going to do today because of the fact that this is meant to be for drawing humans, basically. But I'll get to that. So it's got this nice wide range of colors, and it doesn't have to be for skin tones. You can draw whatever you want with these colors. So Derwent, though, I have their ink, what are they called? Ink Tense pencils, which are sort of like watercolor pencils, but they are solid ink instead of solid watercolor. So I'm pretty sure I'll like these because I like their other water pencil product that I've tried. Okay, now the final thing on my list. Something that I love. I absolutely love this item. I've used it on so many things. Not just on art, but just on stuff to write on. It's this Molotow liquid chrome metallic marker. So it's in silver. And it like writes on everything. So anything that I want to like put my name on it, you know, like, oh, this is mine. I put my name, put my address or something. I love to use this in it. I love using it for writing in my sketchbooks to like put my name and if found, please contact or whatever, and the date when I started it. It's so nice. It's so pretty. So I'm excited that I got that. I'm not sure how I'll incorporate it in the final drawing, but so those are the 4 items I randomly selected. The items I chose to support these, for one, I needed a substrate. So I used up the watercolor sketchbook I had been using for so long. Finally filled it up. So I'm going to use this one. I did once a live stream of just painting a landscape, and that's the only picture I've done in here. I didn't even write my name or the date in it. I mean, I wrote 2020 on here, so that was forever ago. I signed this with 2020. I have not used it since, so I'm going to use it for this, even though the format is this really long landscapey format, which is why I started doing landscapes in it. But the truth is, I don't have any other watercolor sketchbook right now, so I'd rather use this than spend money on another one, so we'll be using this for these water-based Lucky Dips. So that's the first support item I chose. The other support items: bowl of water, a brush, and then a paper towel to wipe my brush on. Okay, so let's stick this sticky note. Let's put it on this side, because if it's on this bump here where the paper is sticking up, it might come off easier. So stick the sticky note in the sketchbook. This is a cloth cover. I don't know if you can see the texture if I get it to focus. Isn't it cute? My best friend Sarah sent me this. Randomly, it's adorable. It's like a Maneki Inu. But yeah, you can see the cloth texture. So the sticky note did not like to stick on there. But it sticks good on the inside. Okay, so let's, first thing I like to do, test out the items. I'll test them on this side. Okay, time to shake a shika. Yeah. This is easy enough. It's just a nice mechanical pencil. So I'll just write Tombow here. And the letter set marker, so here we go. See how juicy it is. Oh, not bad. I was afraid it would be all dry, but it's actually, oh yeah, nice. I'll hold this up close so you can see. Yeah, no real dry brush issues, like at least not ones that I don't want. I am so pleased. I thought that it would be, I was sure it was going to be dry, and it's not dry. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to do this in the opposite, or the last two in the opposite order, but I feel like I want this. Two metallic markers next to each other. So this one is not working as well, but is a pump marker, so if you push it down on the page and you press down, then it will pump more ink out. So maybe if I do that a few times. Yeah, that seemed to wake it up a bit. And also, like I said, I've used this so many times. I love this marker. Like, this is one of those items that, even though it was a random item in, I think, Art Snacks box, I would definitely replace it when it finally dies. So, alright, Molotow here. Oh, and I didn't write letter set on this one. Letter set. Ah, yeah, and you can really see, look at that chrome effect on this. Because it's called a liquid chrome is the name of the marker. And it really is, like, look how shiny it is. You can even see, compared to the gold, it's just reflecting the light so much more. So cool. I love the metallic paints, metallic markers. Okay, so let's try. So this is going to take me a little while. Hopefully it won't be too long. I just want to swatch each of these watercolor pencils on this paper. So we'll see, like, here's a like really light, I think it might even just be white. Yeah. I don't know if this is even worth using because it's the same color as the paper. So we'll see. Just do a little swatch of each, and I'll do half of it darker so we can see the difference. So this one is black. This one is burnt umber. Hexie says, so cool. I think I've never been so happy with an Art Snacks, one of those random art supplies, than this marker. Such a surprise. I don't know if I ever would have found it. Yeah, I've used it to write on plastic, on glass, of course on paper. I don't think I've used it to write on anything else, but it's so versatile. Here's a little extra piece. I'll just put it in the water. Alright, this color was Carmine Red. This one is just brown. These colors already look really nice on this paper. The paper is a little bit off-white. It's not a bleached white. So these skin tone colors are actually looking really nice. Okay, the next one, terracotta. And rose. I already feel like these watercolor pencils are going to be nice because I've used some cheap ones before and they do not go down so I don't know, it's not smoothly, but it's like you can just feel like there's substance, or you can feel the what am I trying to say? It's like you can actually feel the pencil being deposited on the paper with this one. And with those cheap ones, it's like you had to work so hard to get any pigment on the paper, and it was so frustrating. But these ones are kind of like smooth and just like, yes, thank you. Okay, that one was bright pink, and this one is raw umber. And here's yellow ochre. And sand. Just making these swatches is very satisfying. And cream. I'm gonna leave room for white, but I really don't think it's gonna show up. This cream is already pushing it. It's barely, you can barely tell. Okay, you can tell more on when you put it on thick. Let's see. Here's white. Yeah. You can't tell anything. I mean, I guess you can tell when the light hits it that there's a slightly different texture on the paper, but as far as the color goes, no difference. Okay. So, did a little blow on here to see if there was any little dust left. because I hate it when there's like a little bit of dust and then you accidentally bring it into the other one, into a different swatch. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. I like stuff to be clean. So let's try this. Here's the lighter application. Oh my. Maybe it's because it's the back of the paper, but the paper is really peeling away from the water. Because this is the back of the opposite side, but it shouldn't be doing that. Maybe this watercolor sketchbook is not viable. Well, we'll just work with it today. Can't take it back now. We already spent 15 minutes in this sketchbook. Yeah, dang, dude. It's almost as if this is not watercolor paper, but it's meant to be. I love these colors though. It is as I expected from the brand. Very nice. These are very nice watercolor pencils. I think what the difference is between the Derwent watercolor pencils, or any watercolor pencils, and the Derwent Inktense pencils is that watercolor, when it's on the page and it dries, if you get it wet again, you can move it around a little bit still. But I think with the Inktense pencils, once it dries, that's that. And neither one is better or anything, better or worse. It's just that if you want to be able to move it around some more later, then it's better to use watercolor pencils. And if you don't want to move it around later, you know, when you come back, if you want it to stay put, then it's better to use the Inktense. Man, I can't believe how much the paper is just coming up. Well, I'll do my best. Do my best with it today. Oh, what the heck? It's so crazy. I'm just using the tip of the brush to pick up some of this extra paper stuff that's peeling up. It's like rolling, like little tiny rolls. So weird. This, I mean, admittedly, this is rather thin watercolor paper, so maybe that's just how it is. A couple of these are still wet. Well, 2 or 3 are still wet. But I'll hold it up just to show the overall effect of this different watercolors. Different colors of watercolor pencil. So they're very nice because you can get a wide range of shades and tones out of them, because just depends on how much you put down in the first place. Yeah, and it's like really soaking through. Okay, well, let's move on though. Either way, we'll deal with this paper. If it does it over on this side too, then I'll just have to not use this next time. So while this is drying, let's get this flipped open to our current reference image. Oh, ironic. I have the skin tone color pencil set and it's a black and white image. So I just have to use my imagination, I guess. What I was thinking of doing, and I was thinking about doing this even without even before getting a skin tone set, but I was thinking of like, instead of trying to fit this whole image in here somehow, I mean, I guess I could turn it this way, sort of zooming in, so like maybe I just focus only on the hands holding this, holding the hilt right here, and just do a sort of zoomed in kind of thing. So I'm gonna try that today. This will be something different, and I feel like I've been drawing full-size figures for a while, so it won't hurt to switch it up a little bit with a little close-up practice. Okay, let's see. I've got to reorganize this with this long sketchbook. Okay. And I might need to set something on this page to keep it down. So what do I have that's good for that? Not heavy enough. I need like a... Oh, I tried that before. How can I make this? I need it to stay down. I'm looking around me for something heavy. Oh! This might work. I have a paint can. Like a house, like a small house paint can. That might work. There. You usually use this, it's just like one of the little paint cans like that. I usually use it to set my microphone on when I've put my stuff away, because it's got the same round, it's the same size as the base of my microphone. It just sits on there. But this is perfect for holding this page down. Okay, I'm gonna adjust it down a little bit. There. Me too. Exie says, I'm curious how it will turn out with all these lovely colors. Yeah, especially since the black and white image, so we'll see. Like, and plus I usually, you know, I usually like to use every single color, so like this could definitely go in the sword hilt. Okay, but it's so nice that I got a mechanical pencil. It makes it so easy to start. Let's see, I'm gonna do, so if the sword, I'm just gonna draw the sword hilt and the tsuba in, and then build the hands around it, I think. Okay, and it goes around the back like that. The handle should be longer. I'll just extend it out this way. Go off the page. There. Okay, and then this part that holds the handle onto the blade, and then the blade comes out of there. And there's a distinct line right here where the sharp part is, plus there's like this groove here on the top part. Ooh, it's so nice to draw these little details. There's usually not room because it's just so tiny. Like here's the back side of the blade, which I can see. Neat, okay. Okay, adding the hands, and these are very interesting hands because he's twisting his arms around, and so this hand is not, it's not like a nice, neat, this kind of thing. It's like, you know, really like just gripping it. So we've got the index finger is at an angle here. And a fingernail on it. next finger is the thumb. And it comes out like this, and there's just a little bit of a bump where the hand becomes the wrist. Bump goes in and then it comes out for the what do you call the ankle? Like the wrist, this little bone here, the wrist ankle. I guess that's what wrist is, but anyway, that little bump there. And then the arm just comes out like that. Okay, and I want to make this a bit sharper, where the thumb is bending in right here. There. And then we can see the thumbnail. And the thumb is resting on top of the middle finger. And the middle finger is the one that is highest up off of the hilt compared to all the rest of these fingers, even on the other hand. So I can use it as a measure to make sure that I don't make the other ones too tall. And the fingernail, it's really deep in shadow right there, but I'm pretty sure the fingernail is right about here. And next to it is the ring finger, and it's making like a V shape between the two fingers right here. Okay, then finally the pinky finger. It's much higher up just because it's shorter. It's kind of smushed into the ring finger. And you can see it going over the back of the hilt. Okay, and then the top edge of the hand comes out even farther than this line for the pinky. Oh yeah, so the way I've drawn this, I can't even do the other hand, so we're focusing on the one hand. And then it's a pretty strong, thick, like a really thick wrist here. You can see some wrinkles here because it's moving inwards like this. And that part right here where the thumb makes a line, you can see where that is gripping up on the sword hilt. And some wrinkles because it's like this, these lines like right about here. Plus this wrinkle that I think everybody pretty much has, like right, these little wrinkles right here. You can see that. Okay. So now I'm going to add in these diamonds. It's so dark I still can't see exactly how the wrapping works. It's because the sword is wrapped why these diamonds are on here. But this dark black and white image, and it's quite small, cannot see, so I'm just gonna draw some in. Okay, so there's a few extra lines of details I'm gonna add on this. I wonder what this part is called. This part where the sword, where the tang goes into the hilt. I know tang, that's the part that's in here. But I don't know what this little grippy bit is. Anyway, there were a couple lines on there, so I've added those. Now I'm just looking if there's anywhere else I want to add any specific detail, but I think this is pretty good. There's a couple wrinkles right there, but yeah. So I'll be done with the pencil. Let's move on to, yeah, let's do the colored pencils first, and then we'll put the metallic on top. Okay, so I've got to decide. Where do I want different colors? Definitely want to use... Oh, let's see. I have such a variety of colors available. Ooh, I'll do my favorite thing. I love adding pink in areas like the knuckles, the palm of the hand, especially the fingertips. But I also, when I'm looking at myself, I can see like there's like blue here from the veins showing through. Well, I guess the back of the hand isn't really showing, but so I'll use those as a guide first, where I'm gonna put my first bits of color. Fingertips, knuckles. And then like this outside part of the hand. Yeah, and then I'm going to use this blue. So like this part where the thumb is on my hand is very blue. But I don't want it to be too crazy, so I'm putting it really lightly. Really lightly, just a subtle thing. I want it to be subtle. Okay, that's good for now. I might come back to that later to use it for the wrapping on the hilt of the sword. Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. I was doing a little experiment today. Exie says, I love how close you went it for. Yeah, it's so tiny, so hopefully it looks alright when it's done. It makes sense when it's done, because yep, and it's also like the most shadowed part. I was intending to do like this whole big part right here, but it got, the hand got, or I guess I didn't draw the sword big enough, because I think that this is about the right size here. Anyway, I'm glad you're liking the experiment. Yay. Okay, this dark brown, is that what it's called? No, it's called burnt umber. Let's use it for some areas of shadow on the hand. Which is most of the hand actually is in shadow. But there's still some places that are lighter, distinctly lighter. Okay, what next? So we've got this carmine red. So I think I'll use that on the fingertips, because when I'm looking at my own hand, that seems to be the reddest part of my hand. And since that's what I've got as reference, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, have I used, okay, so I've used 3 of them. Now we're getting to these like medium warm, more on the red side colors, so these 3. This one seems to be the darker though, so I'll use it as a transition between the darker into the lighter areas on the hand. And then this one is just called brown. Seems like the next darker one, the next lighter one. I guess we're working towards the light. Okay, and then this one called Rose. I'm just sort of adding it generally over the whole thing as like a color that combines, that brings all the others together. That's my idea anyway. I don't usually use watercolor or ink color or whatever you'd call it, water ink water ink pencils. Usually don't use them like this, so it's actually more of an experiment than it feels like, I guess. So now we've got some 3 yellows plus a cream, which is barely not. I don't have too many yellow tones in my skin. It's mostly pink. I guess I do see a little bit in the palm of my hand, so I'll add it in here. That's the darkest one. Let's just move it down. Alright, let's look at this hand. This one's tattooed. This one has a wristband on it. I could take the wristband off, I guess. Okay, second to last. And finally, this cream color, I think I'll use it. It's literally called cream. I'm going to use it on the fingernails. How are we for time? Oh, we got plenty of time. Excellent, because I'll need time for this to dry. I mean, these dried pretty quickly, so that's a good sign. Probably because this paper is pretty thin, so it can't hold much water in the first place, so it'll dry faster too. So now, I want to combine, I think I want to combine this blue and this brown. So the burnt umber and the, and this is supposed to be black? This is totally blue. Whatever, I guess. It's called black. I thought it was blue. Okay, well, I'm going to use black. Dude, that is totally blue. Okay, whatever. It's like a... There's a certain kind of blue that it's like. Oh well, it's okay. Well, that's fine, because this is supposed to be black. This part of the sword. That's such a surprise. I'm sure I read it out when I tested it, but I forgot. Oh, what's the word? Now it's kind of bothering me. There's a word for this kind of blue, like a midnight blue or something. Indigo blue, maybe? Oh, it's pretty fun just coloring in. because I'm just trying to evenly apply this, so it's just like doing a coloring book. It's not very, doesn't require much thinking. Okay, excellent. Now we've got the tsuba, and I'm going to try to draw it in a way that helps reflect the light, or helps show that the light is reflecting on this metallic surface. It's black, but it's a metallic surface, so there's a significant amount of light being reflected off over here. Alright, here this is a pretty dark area, and then this like groove in the sword is as well. Okay, I wanted to add the burnt umber. Yeah, I think I'll do it in these diamonds, because they're dark, but they're not the same color, because they're just in shadow. So I'll put that there, and then for the sword blade, I'm just going to do a really light application of this black. And this part is darker, but the part next to it is lighter. And then this part is really dark. Okay. Okay, I think I'm done with the colored pencils. With the watercolor pencils. It's time for the fun part, which is just applying the water. The way I'm going to do this is sections that I want to seem distinctly separated, I'm going to paint them section by section and give it time to dry before I do the stuff that's next to it. But like the hand, I want it to all meld together, so when I do the hand, I'm going to just do the whole thing all at once. I'm actually trying not to paint too much because I don't want the paper to roll up and pill up like it was doing on the opposite side. It seems to be handling it a bit better on this side, so that's good. And I'm trying to be conscious of how much water I'm getting on my brush because I don't want it to be so much that it like beads up and then it like drips down, because I've had that happen before. And I'm like, no, I wanted you to stay there. So controlling the water helps prevent that. Almost done. This is definitely not black. There's no black. It's blue. Okay. I'll be done with this for now. I'm going to... So So I think this part of the sword is dry enough. I was just touching it with my finger to feel if it felt dry enough. So I'm gonna get this part done, and then hopefully that will dry while I'm working on this. I'm bringing a little bit of the pigment onto this part of the blade. I didn't draw anything here, but there's some pigment in the brush tip now, and then that way I can get a really subtle amount of color on this edge. Man, the paper is pilling up. What the heck? How did this, maybe this was a problem. I mean, I did do that previous image in 2020, so maybe it's just been so long that I forgot, but I feel like this wasn't a problem last time I used this sketchbook. So interesting that it's an issue this time. Okay, is this dry enough? Not quite, so I'll finish working on the tsuba. Dang, this paper is pilling. It's so bad. A nice trick you can do, it's not perfect, but if you go outside of where you want, if you use a paper towel to absorb it real quick, you can help lighten up the color, because I went out a little bit and I didn't want to, so now I'm going to actually add more water and then just dab it with the towel, and then that at least lightens it up a little bit. It's not perfect, but okay. I'm going to start at this end of the hand so that hopefully by the time I get over here, this will be dry. And if you're hearing some puppy claws on the floor, that's Aoife. For some reason she wants out. Okay, hold on. She doesn't usually want out, but she wants out today. Okay, out you go. Bye. Chappie went out with her too. So both my dogs are usually in here and they both left. I have a feeling they're going to want back in pretty soon. Typical thing. Oh, yep. Hold on. She just tried to come back in. I'm not leaving, so come in. Chappie, you want in? Want in, Chappie? No? Okay, bye. I don't even know. She left and she came back. I think I know what it is. She wants me to go out too. She wants me to go out with her. This is actually really fun, mixing these colors like this. So putting it on there, and you don't know exactly how it's gonna work out, but then they all blend together. And if only this paper wasn't, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy another sketchbook. That's unfortunate. I'm not gonna be able to stand filling the whole sketchbook with pilling with every stroke. I'm not using that much water. I don't know why it wasn't a problem on the previous page. Maybe it wasn't, I don't remember. Can go back to my recording of that day if I can find it. Let's see if it was a problem and I just forgot. It's such a cute sketchbook though, with those cute little Maneki Shibas on it, Maneki Inos. Oh well, I'll just use it as a mixed media sketchbook instead of a watercolor sketchbook. Dang. Alright, that's good though. Okay, so now I'm going to do these little triangles where I put the brown in to show that they were darker but not the same color as the wrapping on the hilt. Ooh, I just realized that chrome marker is going to be perfect. Perfect for the sword. Okay, so I think that's good for at least the first application. I might do a little dry colored pencil on top if I have any time. I only have 9 minutes though, so for now I'm going to fan some air on this to try to get it to dry so that I can put these metallic stuff on it. Oh, thank you. Exley says it looks really great so far. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, when I look in the camera, it looks even more like actual skin tones. Then when I'm looking at it with my naked eye, I can see all the texture from the pencils. I see the pencil lines more than the effect on the hand, but oh, and the sword's not looking too bad either. That's fun. Even though this looks so blue with my naked eye, when I look at it on the camera, I'm like, oh, that actually looks kind of black. Like a really light, lit up version of something that's black, but it is nice. These do, I think it's thanks to this paper. So the problem with the paper is also the nice thing about the paper. It can't hold that much water, and I think that's why it's pilling, and then that's also why it's drying nice and quickly. Okay, how's that? Oh, a little bit more. So, okay, just a bit more. Oh, here's a freaking piece of the paper that's coming off. It came all the way off onto the desk. Well, it's not like I hate buying art supplies, so even though I wanted to save a little money by using up this sketchbook first, I'm not actually mad about getting to go shopping for a new sketchbook. That's pretty exciting. I love paper. Really nice quality paper. It's just so nice just to have it. Just to touch it. It's just it's so pleasant. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. The hand is still a little bit damp, but I can go ahead and, yeah, the sword part is totally dry, so let's put some shiny on here. So we'll put some right here. So it's gonna look dark. So I'm gonna put it on the edges between a dark and a light part, because when it hits the light though, depending on what angle it's at, it will be more of a highlight than dark. So if I put it at the edge, it can be both dark and light depending on which what the angle is. Okay, we'll put it like right here, and on this edge here, and even a little bit on the actual blade edge. I'm not gonna make them all completely like not all complete lines. I'm like making some of them shorter, and like I added some dots right here, just a nice variety. And then on the back side of the tsuba, it's got a lot of highlights, so I'm just going to do a little bit over on that side too. And then right here, actually, where the hilt and the tsuba are meeting is a little bit of highlight. It's not really that much, but since everything around it is so dark, I feel like that's another nice place to put some of this metallic chrome ink. Wow, I didn't even think about how perfect this is for a sword. Okay, so, oh wow, the hand is actually still damp. We've got 4 minutes and just one item to use. I thought I'd just use this on the hand, even though the hand isn't actually metallic, but I'll use that to draw some more outlines. Since I don't know where else I'm gonna use a golden marker. Aoife came back. Welcome! Welcome, girl. Are you telling me that it's almost time? I'm patting her head with my other hand. Her face is like, come on. I want to be done in here. She doesn't know. She just knows that we sit in here for a few hours, and she's tired of sitting in here. Alright, it's still a bit damp, but hopefully that'll be fine. This is fun and different. I do feel like I'd like this a bit more if it was a brush tip instead of bullet tip. So to get that nice, what is it? That nice change in line weight, that effortless change in line weight. And then we got this way bigger one. I'm just gonna do like some decorative lines with it. Then that way I feel satisfied that I've used the whole marker. Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's call that good. I've used all the colors except for there's no point using the white one. I mean, I guess I could just see as it. Yeah, it doesn't even really lighten up the other colors if I just apply it on top. Okay, well, I technically used it, even though you can't really tell at all. Okay, so time to hold it up close. This interesting combination of dry and wet media. I guess I can hold it up even closer than that. Yeah. So you can see the shiny chrome. So fun. I love this pen. I love it. And the metallic gold, you can see the sheen on that. It's not that chrome sheen, but... And then here where all the different colors were melded together to make this hand. And then of course this black that's totally not black. It's definitely like a blue. Midnight blue or something. Fun, yeah, I think maybe for next few times at least I'll try some more of these up close Like maybe as long as it's a full page thing, then I'll try to do a little more up close work, because it's fun and different to do a little focused instead of try to fit the whole picture in there. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Exy says, I feel like it completed it perfectly. Love it. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and you're welcome. Exy says, thank you very much for the stream. See you next time. Yes, I will be back on Friday for Chibi Friday as usual. I'm going to make my first like emote / Discord icon. I'm really excited about it. I think I'll probably just do like happy to start, something really easy. So that's what I'll be starting on Friday. Hopefully see you then. Well, I lost my train of thought because you posted those adorable. You actually posted this totally adorable ferret face. Oh, yay! I'm so glad you're happy. I was like, my mind was blown. My mind was blown by this ferret. It's so cute. Okay. Oh. Hopefully see you on Friday. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.